Selling Sunset took Netflix by storm. But of all the agents working at the Oppenheim Group, Rae Young has made a splash in her personal life as well. From her small-town upbringing to slaying it in Hollywood as a real estate power couple, this is Rae's stunning transformation. Rae Young certainly brings all the glitz and glam to the screen on Selling Sunset, but what if we told you that she was brought up in more of a countryside setting? As it turns out, Young grew up in Running Springs, California, a small mountain town near the San Bernardino National Forest. Before she embraced a life of high heels and million-dollar real estate listings, Young recalled to Motor Trend, "I would hike down to the creek and swim, go sledding in the winter, and I had a handful of ski resorts to choose from. It might sound dorky, but I love skiing." As Playboy noted, Young spent a good chunk of time outdoors, hiking with her dogs, taking dance lessons, and enjoying the small-town life. As she told it, "I was learning good small-town values and a strong work ethic from my parents." Most of us probably worked odd jobs in high school, and Young was no exception. In an interview with Motor Trend, she revealed just how she entered the workforce, and how her very first job was as a waitress at a pizza restaurant. And considering her proximity to a mountain, her second job was naturally as a ticket checker for the Snow Valley Ski Resort. Before she took the plunge and moved out of her hometown, she also briefly worked as a video store clerk. But Young knew that sticking around her small town wasn't for her in the long term. She told the outlet, "I moved out right after I turned 18. Even though Running Springs is a great place to raise a family, I knew I wanted something more, and to get that, I needed to move off the mountain." Young moved to Redlands, California to launch her career, but before she would meet her destiny on the Sunset Strip, she first pursued a career in the modeling industry, and that was thanks to Playboy. When she was just 14 years old, she laid eyes on her very first issue of the magazine. She was stunned by the beautiful models, and wanted to pursue the same for herself, telling Motor Trend, "It sounds stereotypical, but I thought the Playmates were the most beautiful women in the world. I looked up to them, and I wanted to be glamorous like they were." Young got herself a manager and an agent, and sent her shots to the Hugh Hefner-led empire. According to Playboy, it was Young who discovered an opportunity that would become her chance in a lifetime. As she told the outlet, "One day I went online and found out about the 55th anniversary casting call at the Playboy Mansion in 2008. I freaked because I think it's every girl's dream to go to the mansion and see what it's like. So I did."
I was working my bunny costume at a lot of the parties.
The decision paid off. Young scored a callback and modeled for PlayboyGirls.com as a result. Noting how quickly her career took off, the blonde beauty said, "It happened so fast that I'm stunned." Young went on to model for several major alcohol brands, as well as a number of lingerie and fashion houses. But she really made a name for herself when she landed the Miss February centerfold for Playboy. At the time, she said, "I'm so thrilled to be representing the Love Month because I have tons of love in my life. I loved Playboy when I was growing up in those mountains, and now look at me. I'm Miss February. Unbelievable." Like many young hopefuls in Los Angeles, Young quickly turned her attention toward acting. And since she had found success as a model, getting in front of a couple movie cameras seemed like a natural progression. But while she landed a few roles here and there, she ultimately confessed that acting was not something she saw herself pursuing forever. She told Women's Fitness, "I was basically thrown into acting. It's not my passion, but I had some fun with it. I went to a serious acting school for about 3 years, worked on a few great sets and movies alongside Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, but when I stopped loving it, I quit going to auditions and moved on to other things that I enjoyed." While she may have given up acting as a viable career option, Young still had a few tricks up her sleeve. And she made several appearances on the late-night circuit that may have flown under the radar for Jay Leno and Jimmy Kimmel. She told Women's Fitness, "It was super fun and nerve-wracking doing a live skit, and they didn't tell me what he was going to do or what I was going to read beforehand, so it was all on a whim. When I walked off the stage, I said, 'Did I black out?' Because I don't remember what I said, but I did good." Given how often Young has to think on her feet on Selling Sunset, it's no surprise she was a natural on a few late-night sketches. Young jumped into modeling, transitioned into TV, and then set her sights on the real estate industry. She clearly had a natural talent for engaging people based on her years of being in the spotlight, and turning her attention to selling multi-million-dollar homes was hardly a stretch. As reported by Screen Rant, Young earned her real estate license in 2014 and quickly made a name for herself within her new industry.
With every single job that I've ever done, I put 100% into every single thing I do.
Calling it a natural progression in her career, Young characterized the switch as a positive change in her life, and she has certainly reaped the benefits. She told Pop Sugar, "Real estate felt like a good transition for me because I'd met so many people and I'm really good at building relationships and making contacts. A couple of my friends actually suggested it and originally I said no, but you know what? I did it. I studied my ass off, I passed the test, and then, within my first 3 months of doing real estate, I sold a $7.2 million house and a $1.5 million condo." After proving her talents to herself, Young took her skills to one of the hottest firms in Los Angeles. Of course, we're talking about the Oppenheim Group, the central focus of Selling Sunset.
I was basically the first girl to ever work there out of all of us girls, and then they all started joining the group and we became a family.
Young joined the firm before the reality show ever became a thing, and she was happy to defend her real estate record and that of the firm when it was questioned by none other than Chrissy Teigen. Teigen took to Twitter to claim that, in all of her years of participating in the Hollywood real estate scene, she had never heard of the agents at the Oppenheim Group, but Young was having none of it. She told KTLA, "My response to that is, I have had my real estate license since 2014. I've been with the Oppenheim Group since 2015. I sold my first house within 3 months of having my license. You can look up the proof." She went on to say that she and other agents had been in business for more than 5 years at the time Teigen handed down her criticism. Young added, "Maybe because she doesn't know us doesn't mean we're not real estate agents."
There is a little competition with some of the girls in my office, but I'm not worried about it.
Many fans first got to know Rae Young thanks to her role on Selling Sunset. Young proved a number of times that she has what it takes to be successful within the office and in her personal life. But on season 1 of the show, fans will remember that Young was maintaining a long-distance relationship with her international hockey star boyfriend, Nick Ebert. Their FaceTiming even got in the way of one of her important sales.
I definitely let my personal life get in the middle of work.
Of course, Young's fall from grace during season 1 happened when she showed up to a coveted $40 million listing without her client. The whole thing was just as awkward for her as it was for her boss, Jason Oppenheim. While most of the drama from season 1 took the form of Chrishell and Christine's budding feud, Young was there to witness it all. Plus, her personal life would soon take a turn that would go on to impact season 2. The long-distance relationship between Young and her boyfriend was definitely a defining story point in season 1 of Selling Sunset, and it turns out that the relationship also stopped her now fiancé, Flipper Flop's Tarek el Moussa, from initiating their future romance. As noted by People, El Moussa asked Young out on a date, but she responded by saying that she had a boyfriend. It appeared that the reach-out was a flop, or so he thought. El Moussa recalled that he bumped into Young again, out with some friends, asked her out on a date again, and luckily for him, she said yes. The two were first spotted as a couple over a 4th of July weekend in 2019 in Redondo Beach, California, and they soon became social media official, which is basically like announcing your engagement at this point. Young wrote on Instagram about her new man, "My heart is so full and happy. Sometimes someone comes into your life and you just know they are meant to be there." Young and El Moussa got engaged in July 2020 during a gorgeous, intimate beach proposal at sunset on Catalina Island, all of which was, of course, captured by the cameras. Still in her mid-30s, Young's trajectory has been a fairly swift trip into the stratosphere. She went from Playboy model to actress to real estate agent to reality star. And now she can add one more defining role to the list: stepmom. El Moussa has 2 kids with his ex-wife Christina Hawk, and as such, Young has stepped up as a bonus mom to Taylor and Brayden. As noted by People, El Moussa finalized his divorce from Hawk in 2018, and Young has happily joined the blended family as yet another devoted parental figure to the kids.
I just kind of moved myself in and we became this cute little family.
As far as their wedding plans go, the couple revealed to Entertainment Tonight that they were once hoping to tie the knot in 2021, 2021. Young said that they were still deciding on locations, but had narrowed it down to either California or Cabo. It's been reported that Young has chosen her wedding dress, that her sister will be her maid of honor, and that El Moussa's kids will be part of the ceremony. But however it actually goes down, the cameras will be rolling. As El Moussa told Us Weekly, "We are going to be doing a wedding special. This was actually a big decision for us because I've been on TV for 10 years. Obviously, we're talking with the networks, and people have followed our story around the world. It's almost like we feel like we owe it to them to show them our marriage happening." It looks like Young will be able to add yet another line to her resume. As noted by Fox News, she has been slated to launch the Oppenheim Group's new branch in Newport Beach. The move will likely be a welcome change for Young, considering how much time she's been spending in Orange County with her fiancé, El Moussa. But don't worry, Young will still be starring on Selling Sunset. Even Jason Oppenheim seemed supportive of Young and the new venture. He told Fox News, "Heather is going to be working out of that office, and my best friend is going to be managing the office. The office that we're looking at is insane. I mean, it's insane. So hopefully I'll be signing the lease soon." So how would a Newport Beach office fold into the existing realm of the Oppenheim Group? And what will become of Young's career and family life? Looks like we'll just have to wait for new episodes of Selling Sunset to find out. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite reality TV stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.